Welcome back to another edition of Film Room with head coach Kevin O'Connell. And coach, it's always great to get a win going into the bye. And what I'm excited about is, number one, we start with special teams, which is my personal favorite. Yeah. But we get one from every single phase of this game.
Yeah, and that's how this game kind of went, Pete. It was really a game where we needed to rely at different points in time on really all three phases. And as special teams have done time and time again this year for us, Matt Daniels and Ben Kotwika doing a great job with this group. I really wanted to highlight this play because Miami, I thought our defense was doing a nice job, although we gave up some yardage, really not allowing them to get points at critical times in the game. So they felt the need in their own part of the field here to try to fake a punt against us. And what I thought was really neat about this is I sat in on the special teams meeting the night before at the hotel, and Matt Daniels talked for almost half the meeting about that one play tomorrow when they fake a punt, and he showed a couple variations. We had not seen this before, but you can see Metellus is absolutely dialed in. He actually was able to kind of hear some dialogue that sounded a little different to him than maybe some of the other punts that our defense forced in the game. And you'll see him just activate the instincts, and then what makes Josh such a special player on teams as well as when he gets snaps on defense is when he sees it, his ability to trigger and go make a play. So you'll see him highlighted right there, triggers and runs, and then it's just a matter of once you get there, you still got to make the play. This ended up being a 4th and 1.5, whatever it was. So to make that play, make that tackle right then and there, real momentum play for our team. And as we go to the sideline view on this, I do want to highlight a guy that we've talked a lot about this year, and that would be Brian Asamoah right here.
Absolutely.
You'll see him, here he is right here in that 3-point stance, but what you're going to notice is he's basically going to do what we call, he's going to destroy 2 blocks. One of these blockers is responsible to kind of peel out here and handle Metellus as he goes to try to track down the guy that he's aware of, now has the football running to try to get what essentially became that 1 yard right there. Brian's going to come upfield and not only disrupt the man blocking him, but he's also going to take on that player right there who never actually gets a chance to get a hand on Josh Metellus. You see it right there, just unbelievable physical play, instinctive play by Josh, but getting a real a helping hand from Brian right there, being physical at the point of attack.
Right, not getting pushed back because then the running back can't get that angle.
And we're talking about just a yard. You can see it right there. It may be inside of a yard at that situation. They're thinking, hey, this is a darn near guaranteed conversion with the execution they probably thought they would have right there. But that's just the physicality of Brian, and then obviously the awareness of Josh Metellus making a huge play in the game. All right, and then moving forward to the offensive side, it was one of those days where this front, especially, this team, I think they've won 9 out of their last 10 home games, and the one loss being the one that we're looking at right here, and how they do it is they play really physical. Everybody it's been well documented about the temperature on our sideline versus theirs. You can see that bright sunshine up on our sideline. So it was really a battle of kind of attrition in the run game. We needed to a lot of jabs, a lot of little body blows before we knew you give Dalvin Cook enough touches, and even if we end up hitting a few singles in the game, what we're hunting offensively is more of these home run style hits. Just essentially running a wide zone type play, trying to get a hat on a hat. You see CJ Ham kind of leading the charge, Johnny Munn out there on the edge, but what you'll notice is we start getting that real nice indent on that front right there, where we're kind of changing the line of scrimmage, loaded box look with 8 Dolphins up in the line of scrimmage. Dalvin sets that initial landmark, and then it's just the special player being who he's been for a long time in this organization, somebody to rely on in games like this. It just happened to be back in his hometown, and there he is throwing a football up to, maybe one of the 1,000 people he had at the game. We had a lot of purple in the stands, but looking at it from the end zone copy, you'll see some of the initial movement that you'll get. We're trying to set this aiming point out here. The defense will fast flow. We'll get some of these linebackers moving just like that. And then it's a matter of where's the cut in the defense going to happen. And it just so happens that we get a real nice job by Ezra and CD on that front side. And here comes Ed as he works on that landmark trying to overtake his defender right there. You'll see that crease kind of form. But a lot of times what happens is it's some of these guys on the second level, whether it's that safety back there or that front side backer, you might not be able to get a hat on everybody. That's when you just need to give Dalvin a crease. He finds it, a little bit of an overthrow. He runs through a little bit of an arm tackle right there, and then you make that free safety miss. There's just not anybody left back there to make this play, huge play in the game, to kind of cement it for us.
And that's an 8-man box.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those things you hear about all the time. that's not supposed to be favorable in the run game.
No, it's hard to get a hat on everybody. It takes the receivers on a day where it was kind of a grind for us offensively. They did some things early on in the game that we needed to kind of figure out and help our guys out a little bit more. I thought our staff did a great job adjusting as the game went on. And then this guy, I think it's great to end this segment with Patrick Peterson. I thought he played his best game of the season and was a real focal point defensively. That we gave up some yards in this game, but these critical plays, and he actually had a very similar play where he almost intercepted a ball a few plays before this, but a lot of 3-by-1 opened up formations. They're trying to, you see Gesicki, the tight end back here, they're essentially trying to get 1, 2, 3 receivers. We call this speed trips, to activate as much speed as they can to the front side of these, attack our coverage. We're trying to kind of put a roof over things, which basically means, hey, we don't want to let anybody behind those guys to where they could have a quick strike chance of scoring on one play. So with guys like Tyreek Hill and Waddle and some of these guys, it's easier said than done sometimes. But the other thing I thought Ed and the staff did was they really changed up how we were playing some of these looks. So you'll see right here, Bynum's actually going to go, it looks like just a straight quarters defense right here, where these guys, is it straight quarters and these guys are going to just back up, and where you would essentially have maybe this area to throw the ball out there once Pat P's cleared out of there. But that's not the case in this circumstance. We're actually going to play with a half field look where Bynum's trying to disguise. He's going to go to the half, which allows Pat to kind of show the illusion of going there and then be ready to trap any outbreaking routes that come to him. You see Teddy Bridgewater's got his eyes in that area. He thinks he's got a clean potential throw out there as this receiver works in and then goes out. There's going to be Pat P right on the trap, and then it's one thing to see it, recognize it, bait the quarterback into throwing it, ball is out right here, and then you'll see the trigger, which this guy did all day long in the pass game, the run game. Really impressive to see Pat be as aggressive as he did, and then you'll see our sideline go crazy. This is one of our leaders. Would have maybe liked at that point, shoot, go score yourself, Pat P, but why not go down right there and ensure the play? And then as we saw there, we had about 14 guys in their own celebrations down there in the end zone, which I love seeing.
Yeah, so just a great job of not only disguise, but then execution, and you need a veteran like Patrick Peterson to take care of that.
Absolutely. We're looking for a lot more out of Pat being a real key, integral part of our defense for sure.
And we will see you on Sunday against those Arizona Cardinals.